I'm having trouble just conceptually saying what unrationed is, because to promise somebody something, like to say you're going to leave a man, is a big promise, like, and should be taken seriously. So how do I get that to a place where I have a better understanding of how this works?
Well, our starting point with this project wasn't a particular thing. It was the lack of a thing,
Yeah.
right? What brought the three of us together around this idea was this acute sense of loss or lack from having come of age in a society that has lost all ability to coherently guide its young people into adulthood. So when I bring up the sacraments from my childhood, those are in some ways, I think they are intended to be rites of passage, but they're not. Because for most of those kids, you're just going through the motions, right? You're led through it, but there's not really any thought, and you're not actually different on the other side of it. In a way, and I think that's specifically the problem, is that, for me, those are the things that come to mind as the closest things I have to rites of passage experience for the most part. And they are woefully insufficient for what that role has historically been for human beings, where we don't do it. So, like, why is that important? It seems, well, it's kind of hard to pinpoint how we would be different had we come of age in a society that had a sense of how to do this, right? Like, there's all it's a counterfactual that we can't actually know. So there is this question of, as you were articulating, Evan, what is it we're hoping to provide for ourselves and then also for other men in the wilds and the woods and through unrationed experiences? And I'm optimistic that this is going to work, in the sense that if we do this right, nobody who joins us is going to be going through the motions, right? Everybody's going to come with a level of intentionality and seriousness, that then, when faced with this intensive experience of, like, being immersed in a liminal space, crossing the threshold into where change can happen, I really like our chances. Another reason I think it matters is simply because, as parents and as fathers raising, children, both daughters and sons, I really want something better for my children in this respect. I want my children to have some sense of growing up in a way that we need to essentially design what these rites of passage or initiatory rites can look like in a society that just doesn't have them. It's just totally ill-equipped to to help our children make sense of an increasingly chaotic world, it seems.